Damn, that royal purple is doing a good job.
It's that royal purple life right there.
Damn. You know, this D is about to fall down, just wants to kill itself already. Doesn't even want to live. 2003 350Z, 70,000 miles. Your MPG's about to go down though. The baseline, 233 wheel horsepower with no tune, 226 torque. This one was running pretty lean throughout the whole power band except the top end, somewhere toward the top end, which was still on the lean side, but it wasn't as bad. So I was able to complete the whole pull. This car is actually very clean. As you saw, the motor was clean, like the interior is clean. It reminds me of when I had mine when it was brand new, because I bought mine at 0 miles. After the first adjustments, we're already at 240 and 231 torque. All right, third pull, we are at 243 and 232. 243 wheel horsepower, 232 wheel torque. The new line is the orange one. So far we've gained 9.7 wheel horsepower. This is just the peak horsepower. And the same with the torque, that's the peak torque. We now have 244 wheel horsepower. The newest line is the blue one, and 233 wheel torque. All right, last pull. Let's see what it does. And 235. So I'm gonna bring up the baseline with the final pull and we'll see what the differences were. So these are the final numbers: 12 wheel peak horsepower gains, 9.6 wheel 9.6 torque to the wheels gained.
So that's very good.
Turning off gnats on this ECU. I actually get a lot of messages from other shops to turn off the gnats for when they do a swap on their VQ chassis. So that way the car can start and they don't have to like figure out a way to bypass the key. Alright, so some of you wonder what I do when I'm back here on the dyno machine. I'm just plugging in the harness. Gotta put it in the hole. So this is what I'm doing when I come back here. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have a 2003 350Z. I've already done the baseline pull. 225 wheel horsepower and 215 torque to the wheels, which again, if you watch my other videos, 215 torque on a manual transmission D is on the low side. So hopefully it just needs a tune, because he did rebuild the motor himself, but he only did the rings. He put new rings and he changed the bearings, but there's more to it than just, oh, I swapped out the rings, I swapped out the bearings. If you know how to build a motor correctly, you know that there's way more to it than that. It's not technically just dropping them in. So I'm gonna start tuning it, and we're gonna see, hopefully we get more power than that. Alright, 231 and 223 torque. The new one is the orange line, and this is with the green line out of the way. So the red one is the base line, and the newest adjustments is that orange line right there. Very good. Let's try and fix that top end up there. Oh, I guess I did it. 235 wheel horsepower, 224 torque. I'm gonna remove the orange line so we could just see the red and the purple. Alright, so baseline's the red one with no tune. The newest one is the purple one. So while the new adjustments are being uploaded, I just want to say that he did a good job on the rebuild. Even though it's just like the basic stuff, like the rings and the bearings, he used the same pistons, the same rods. I hope he put a new head gasket, but hey, it doesn't overheat, so that's good. Alright, let's see what these final adjustments do. This should be the last pull. Very good. I did a very good job. 237. Let's clear that up and see what everything looks like. Alright, so baseline was 225. The final number is 237. The peak gains is 12.5 wheel horsepower, which if you don't watch my videos or you're new, that is the delta. The delta just means the difference from the 2 points on the selection for each line. Delta is not only a word used for this dyno, it's used on other dynos as well. The torque, the maximum torque before was 215 torque to the wheels, now it's 224 torque. The difference in peak is 9.3 torque to the wheels, and obviously, like for example the horsepower, we have more than 12 gains right over here. I'd have to select the cursors individually to see what it is, but it's probably just a little bit more than 12. So again, this is just what this motor did. Obviously you saw the baseline, it did gain 12. So if, let's just say it came in and it put out 240 on the baseline, assuming it would have gained 12, just how it did now, then it would have put 252. So that's why every motor is just different, and it's not even that hot today in here. It's kind of hot, but it's not the usual random 105 degrees here in California, and then it's like 110 inside the shop. But I was expecting more because he said he rebuilt it. But hey, at least like the bearings work. It didn't blow up, so he did a good job on that. So I don't know, maybe like something with the spark plugs, they're not gapped correctly. I have no idea. You bring the car to me, that means it's ready to tune with no problems, but I don't see any issues other than the quote unquote number is on the low side. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is his final tune. He's definitely still gonna feel a big difference. Basically everywhere. Alright, let's see if his crackle map works before I hand it over to him. I usually always double check.